coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Boom, 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 boom. Y'all see that bag back there? Yeah, getting it in, man. Trying to get back right, trying to get back in shape. You heard me? But big love to everybody out there who support the platform, man. Everybody out there who rock with me on a daily. I sure do appreciate you. I cannot do it alone. I need y'all to roll with me. You understand? To hold me down. So shout out to the whole TBP Nation, man. We out here. We trying to push this P every day, pushing positive energy, letting people know what's going on inside them walls of prison, where it is a danger zone. Make no mistake about that, man. And we trying to keep our young kings and queens from falling into that trap. There's so many before them have fell into, including yours truly. So, salute the TBP Nation, man. We out here. Let's go. Let's get it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I sure do appreciate it. And follow me on all platforms, man. Facebook, Banky Pound, 4 Pound. Follow me on TikTok, Banky Pound. Follow me on IG, Boxing Bank. Check out our podcast, Boxing Podcast, Boxing Talk with Banky and Jay Hardcore. We got some great interviews over there. Follow me on Purity Listeners where we cooking up and whipping up. You understand? Go check out the latest video. Somebody over there cooking with a blow dryer. So let's go. Let's get it, man. We on the grind, man. For the rest of 2024 and straight into 2025. 200K on the way. Salute, man. Let's get it. Hey, listen. Listen. Today, I don't know what that is first. Oh, that's a street sweeper. Because I'm outside, man, because it feels good out here. But today, man, this video right here may not be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It may not be for everybody, but I decided that I'm gonna tell some of these stories anyway. So, you know, if you got a weak stomach, you might not want to listen to this video because this is just reality. This is prison reality. These are some of the things that happen in prison. So I just want to hip y'all to that. Listen. In 33 years of prison, man, I've seen some brutal, vicious things, man. I truly have. And some of the things I may not have told y'all about because I try to even forget some of these things. But, you know, they embedded in your brain, so you can't forget them. So I'm going to start telling y'all some of these stories, man, unless y'all don't like them, and then I will discontinue them. But right now, I'm going to start this series off with, man, some of the most vicious things I've seen in my 33 years of prison, man. 12,365 plus days. And I'm going to start from one of the ones that sticks out in my mind the most from the beginning. You know, I went to Southampton Receiving. After I left Southampton Receiving, I ended up going in the wall. You know, I all of y'all who've been following me, y'all know this story. I had a little altercation, just a little fisticuff, man, that ended up cutting my receiving time short, and I ended up going straight to the wall. They sent me straight to the wall. Why, I don't know. I can only assume because of the amount of time that I had and my charges. They felt like, you know, I could go there. But truth be told, I'm new in prison, man. I'm young. I don't know nothing. Why would you send me to the most dangerous prison in Virginia at the time? But they did, so that's what it was. So getting on this institution was crazy, you know, just the culture, the look, the smell, the, you know, the convicts, man. Mostly everybody there was old timers, man. Dudes have been down 20, 30, 40 years. Dudes have seen it all and done it all in the penitentiary. So it was crazy. And when I got there, we coming off of you know, they coming off of a 3-year lockdown because the violence on there was so great that they had to keep them locked down. I'm talking about 3 years they was locked down in the cells. They weren't able to come out and, you know what I'm saying? And then when I get there, they had just started letting people back out, but they was letting them out, you know what I'm saying, in sections. When at one time before then, you know what I'm saying, to my knowledge, the whole compound went out there. which probably what, you know, contributed to all the violence that they had going on up there. And I'm talking about dudes was getting unalived up there on a regular basis, and that's a fact. You can go pull it up, check it, you know, fact check it. They was getting unalived up there in the wall, 500 Spring Street. So I can remember, man, being out there on the yard, and I told y'all a couple of things that I seen out there on the yard, but I'm gonna tell y'all a couple of more. But I can remember being out on the yard, man, and you know, you had this section over there where everybody was playing basketball. You had the boxing ring over there, dudes was boxing. You had the big uh, yard, dudes was running, playing baseball, softball, whatever the case may be. And then you had this section over here where the dudes was lifting weights. Big jokers. I'm talking about like huge jokers. Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime type dudes, right? So they had this dude over there. He was a big dude, man. I mean, a big old muscle dude. But to my knowledge, what it was, it was a lot of gambling and a lot of, stuff going on in the wall, man. Dudes do a lot of gambling, big time gambling, serious gambling. Um, Dudes do a lot of drugs. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of drugs on the compound, and drugs was a big thing. Dudes play with that money when you dealing with them drugs, man. That's how a lot of dudes was getting, unalived or maimed or disfigured or hurt, beyond, repair because of the simple fact that, you know, dudes weren't playing in there when it came to that money or debts or on somebody or running your mouth. All of that was punishable by, viciousness in the wall. So this big dude was over there. He was lifting weights. I was out there this day. I was only jogging, jogging and trying to get a chance to hit the bag. So as I'm jogging and jogging, and when I finish, I come over there and I'm on the bleachers, and I'm really just doing dips. I'm doing dips and sitting down, catching my breath, doing dips, catching my breath. But I'm right there where the the the, the weight pile is, where the dudes is lifting weights. So I'm right in the vicinity of that. So you got this dude, man, this real huge dude. I'm talking about huge, man. At least he over 250. Cut up, trap set up, arms, everything. But he was a gambler. And the word was that he do a lot of playing with that money. Probably because he was so big, he a buck on the money, won't paying people, be on people, and dudes be trying to get the money, and he, putting that, all of that, putting that testosterone on him, like I'm gonna pay you when I pay you, that type of stuff. So this particular day, he out there, he over there on the weight pal. But obviously he owes somebody some money, and this has been going on back and forth about getting paid. And he, put his word down like I'm gonna pay you when I pay you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be pressing me. You know. So anybody who been on the weight pal, anybody who lift weights know what I mean when they call these Jones right here. They call these Jones good mornings. That's when you take the weight bar and put it on your back, and you keep your legs straight, and you bend all the way over and come back up. This is supposed to, I believe, to help your back and your posture. But you hold these weights on your back and you bend all the way over, you know, and you come back up, stand up. Man, I'm just thinking about this. It just messed me up, man. But so my man was over there doing these good mornings with the weights on his back. You got other dudes moving around on the weight pile as well, bench pressing, curling, doing whatever they do. Man, this dude had his coat on. Little small dude, he wasn't that big, probably about 5'10", maybe like 160. But this is supposed to be the dude that he owed some money to and had told him he'd give it to him when he give it to him. So as he doing these good mornings and he bent over, and he's all the way down in the stretch. You people try to get the stretch, keep their legs straight, and bend over as far as they can while still holding their head up, keeping good posture. But mind you, you bent over, all the way over with your legs straight. Hey man, dude was over there fumbling around on the weight pal, and he came right up behind him while he was bent all the way over like this, with doing the good mornings, and he took that Bethlehem and he hit him right in the rectum. Like, uh, uh. And bruh, dude, you talking about a scream, a yell, everybody. on the yard looked over there. Dudes over on the basketball court looked over there because he screamed so loud. And the weights rolled up off of him. He pushed the weights. He fall down to the ground and he grabbed his behind and he hollered. And dude look at him and take off running and say, yeah, yeah, N-word. He say, poop out a bag. Poop out a bag. But he said the SH word. Out of bag. Out of bag. And run. Take off, right? So one of the dudes must have been cool with Big Boy. He was like, man, get him, get him. But he running. And one dude tried to catch him and he hit him with the Barry Sanders and got around him. And he shoot. He trying to get up off the yard. But what he really doing now is drawing heat. So old boy is bleeding out of his rectum, man. And he trying to stand up and he fall back down and he get back up and he holding his backside. And man, and he just, man, it was, man, good God, man. I know that hurt like I don't know what, man. And he just, man, you start smelling the smell. He was pooping on himself, blood running all out the back of his pants. His pants is like red and brown, and he got on shorts, like sweatpants, gray sweatpants. And it's like, man, you can see it and you can smell it, and it's just like blood everywhere. And he hollering and he's screaming, and he tried to walk a little bit. He couldn't walk. He dropped back down. He rolled to his side. He holding his backside, and he's screaming, man. And people telling him, man, get the medical, man, get the medical. You know, and it's, man, I had never, and when I tell you I had never seen nothing like, I never even imagined nothing like that. When I come to penitentiary and I'm thinking in my mind, dudes getting stabbed or something, they gonna get stabbed in their neck or their face or their chest, or I ain't even know nothing about somebody would try to stab you, man, with a big knife, man, in your rectum. And I didn't find out till later on. I'm just thinking that during this time, you know, looking back, I'm like, that's just some super vicious stuff. And I'm thinking like he got him like that because he was bent down. But later on, I find out that, which I've told y'all before in one of these videos, that if you know if your rectum is punctured like that or ripped or messed up, that's what will cause you to get a colostomy bag. And I didn't know that. So then when I think back to it, it's like when he was running, he was like pooping a bag, pooping. And later on, during my bit, I heard that before. But, and it took me back to that memory when I was in the war, and that's what he was trying to do. So it was like, you didn't pay me this money. You trying to bully me. Yeah, you poop in a bag, man. And he in his rectum, man. Man, that's just vicious to me. And you got to remember now, I'm like 21. You know what I'm saying? I'm young, man. I'm seeing this, and it messed my brain up, man. It messed my brain up. Needless to say, I won't even lifting weights like that at the time. But needless to say, I would never be on the yard doing no good mornings. You know what I'm saying? For real, because it's, man, Jesus, just to think about that. You know, and as I seen him running, I could see the knife. It was the Bethlehem was big. It was real. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine the impact. And man, he screamed so loud. It's probably one of the loudest screams that I ever heard. You know, and just to see him struggling like that. And it took the people to get out there so long. You know what I'm saying? They start clearing us out and making us go back to the building. You know what I'm saying? But this was even more insane about the wall. Then something like that happened. I never saw him again. So I don't know if he ended up getting that or I never saw him again. But this is let you know the viciousness and the nature of the place that I was in. This happened on the yard. So when we go back in and we go through whatever and go to count and all of this, when count is clear and we eat and everything, and they had evening rec, we right back on the yard. You know, we right back on the yard, man. The way they was running this institution was crazy, because later on, as I started doing time and getting in other places and stuff, and when stuff like this happened, and they lock us down like something like this happened on the block or on the yard, we ain't going back out. We might be locked down for a couple of days. But in the wall, oh man, they clean up the blood and get somebody out there to scrub it all up, and they get the parties gone or whatever, and that's it. You back out there again. Somebody get unalived in their block, and we gonna be out in that block the next day. That was insane to me, and this is what I think now, looking back in retrospect, which created that level of violence in the wall because it was no accountability. It was no accountability up in this joint. And I'm sitting up in this joint at 21 years old, and if I'd be a liar and a hypocrite if I look y'all straight in your eye in this camera and tell you that I was not scared. Man, I was terrified, man. I was terrified up in that joint, man. But that terror turned into my aggression. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense, it turned into my aggression because I was so terrified of something of that level, or me seeing the dude get killed when I first got in there. I'm seeing this type of. I was so terrified that it turned me into, you know what I'm saying, aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It just turned into that. Whereas I would, you know, crazy as it sounds, I would do that to somebody before I had them do it to me. You know what I'm saying? It just made me like I just gotta get a Joker before he get me, because I couldn't see nothing like that happening to me. I couldn't see when I seen the first dude get killed in there, just viciously stab him down to the ground and watch that life run out of him and just walk around like ain't nothing never happened. And then to see a dude, you know, shove a long knife up a dude's rectum and man, come on, man. I'm 21, dog. I'm like, no, sir. No, sir, man. And this type of stuff will make you start, you know what I'm saying? And playing with your mind, you have to decide what you want to do. And that's what made a lot of dudes that first come into prison and they go into a situation like this or institution like this. That's why some dudes and they facing 100 years, a life sentence, or 4 life sentences, or 50 years. That's what was making dudes commit suicide, because they saw what they was facing. And that's a hard thing to get through your mental. That this is what I'm facing, and I got to live this type of life for the next 50 years. You got to make a decision whether you cut out for that or whether you want to even go forward. And a lot of dudes decide that they don't want to or they can't. You understand? And I was in that position. I literally was in that position where I had to say, am I going to even attempt to try to make it through this or cop out? You know what I'm saying? Because this is real life, man. I'm talking about dudes, this type of stuff you don't see every day. Just some of the stuff that I was seeing, I hadn't even seen in no movie. You know, I hadn't seen in no movie, let alone seen in real life. And I'm living in Southeast DC growing up. I done seen dudes get their head blown off. I done seen dudes get stabbed. I done seen dudes get shot, you know, multiple times, and dudes stand over top of me. I done seen some of this type of stuff out my window. You know what I'm saying? My bedroom window. But to see that stuff up close and personal, and to hear the screams, and you know, to smell the feces and see the blood mixed in, man, and you can't go nowhere. You know, even when I was young and out on the street, I'm looking out my window, I can see that I'm protected. I'm away from that. It can't harm me. You know what I'm saying? It can't harm me. And I can see the dude who do it if I was able to see, if I know if I ever seen him to go the other way, you know, because you're young and you're on the street and you see that, oh, you know. But inside prison, you can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. These dudes is doing this stuff. Is the dudes that's right amongst you. The dudes that can touch you. The dudes get you talking to them. And they right there. And you can't go nowhere. And you saying in your brain, I got to be here for 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. Man, that's overwhelming, dog. That's overwhelming, man. It's overwhelming. I'm telling you, it's overwhelming because it was consuming me. I used to be sitting in the cell like, man, you know, like, man, you know. So yeah, man, it's just, man, it was, man, that was one of at that point in time, right? That was one of the most horrific things that I had seen, man. You know, to see a man, you know, of that size too. You know, and that also was a lesson that, you know, size ain't gonna save you in the penitentiary. It ain't, because he was one of the biggest, you know, and to my understanding, one of the most vicious. But he still got that Bethlehem shoved straight in his rectum by a little guy, by a little guy. You understand? And dude ran and got away, and then he, ain't nobody even tell on him, but he checked in. And I'm assuming he checked in because of whoever dude's affiliates was gonna try to, get at him, cause dude is gone. So somebody gonna try to, put revenge on you for whoever was affiliated with him. So he got gone. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even have to make it off the yacht. Somebody could have caught him, but I mean, I guess he had a game plan and he executed it and it worked. But man, that's something that I just won't forget. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of them things I won't forget, man. And and it stuck in my brain so much that as I started moving around and I was going left there and went to Augusta and was on other, when I used to see dudes on that weight pal, and every time I saw them bend over and do them jumps, psychologically in my brain, I was like, boy, you better hope ain't nobody beefing with you, you know, and maybe. Looking back in retrospect, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that was one of the reasons why I never really played the weight power too tough throughout my bit. Never really did, because I done seen some vicious stuff go down on that weight power, because you ain't around nothing but concrete and steel, and I done seen, and you in vulnerable positions. You see what I'm saying? You in vulnerable positions and you around concrete and steel. So that may have been one of the reasons why I never really played that weight power like that, because of what I had seen prior. So all of that stuff shapes your thinking, man. It shapes the way you move, whether you know it or not, whether you acknowledging it or not. It's in your brain and it's working. You know, so man, but yeah, that was vicious to me. I had never seen that. You know what I'm saying? And wouldn't have never even thought of nothing like that. Like I said, in my brain, I'm thinking if somebody try to stab you, they going for your face. They going for your chest or your organs. I never thought nobody would try to, you know, do that. I never thought that ever until I seen it. And sad as it may sound, it's probably a good thing that I seen that early, because that's something that wouldn't have never crossed my mind. But it is what it is, man. But I'm telling y'all, man, prison is a vicious, vicious, vicious world, man. And there's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide, and you had to bite down on your mouthpiece, man, and just say, I gotta make it through this. And you have to do that by any means necessary, man. And thankfully I was able to come to that conclusion in my mind, and I locked it in my brain, and that's what I did, man. And I was like, if I got to die, I'm gonna die fighting. I'm gonna die fighting, but I refuse to let any of that type of stuff happen to me. If I could have prevented it, you know what I'm saying? If I could have prevented it, but thank God, man, in the squad, man, that he walked me through them 33 years, man, all 12,365 plus days of them, man, because I done seen some stuff that would make the stomach turn, man. That was one of them for me. You know what I'm saying? I literally could have spit up. It just was that bad to me, you know. So anyway, man, that's the type of stuff that goes on in real life penitentiary, not in no movies, not in no scripted plays, not in no sitcoms or TV series or nothing. This is real life, man, and it's gonna be real close to you because you can't go nowhere. You're gonna see it, you're gonna smell it, you're gonna taste it, you're gonna you're gonna feel that danger, because it's ever present. It's always there. It's there. It's omnipresent. It's there. It's there. It's in the penitentiary. So do your best never to be in that situation, man. But anyway, y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back. Let me know what you think, man. Hopefully this won't, too graphic for you. I could have been much more graphic, but hopefully this was suitable for you. Hopefully you get my point, man. Share these videos with some people that need to see them in your life, people that you know need to see them. Share these videos, man. Post clips in your social media. We're trying to get this platform out there to the masses, man, so these young people to understand that this is a real life situation, man, that you can put yourself into, that you may not come out of. So that's the message, man. So in the meantime, in between time, man, y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions. The raffle is in full effect for the meet and greet. I need y'all to show up and show out, man. Supporting is important. So everything that's going in this raffle will go towards, making the meet and greet a great big event. Shout out to Jay Hardcore for putting this whole thing together. First raffle that's in effect right now is for a 75-inch TV. Take $10 and win you a 75-inch TV. If you don't like that deal, hey, you must already got one. And if you already got one, hey, send me one, because I ain't got one. Peace. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Duck them hooks, man. They out there, man. And the penitentiary is waiting for you.
The banking special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.